Alright guys, most of y'all know that is an eyesore to me. I've brought it up in several videos how I want to replace it. As you can see from the opening, I got some smoke ones offline. Now, normally I'd go to like LMR for something like this, but just this one side is $60. Now, the reason for one side being okay versus the other side not being okay is because this is the side under the filler neck. I went to the junkyard, and at one point there were 7 SN95s out there, and all of them, that reflector was messed up because there's an issue with a valve in the neck, or if there's an issue with a clog in your evap system, it'll push gas out. Mine happened to be the valve in the neck. I had to take the valve completely out of the neck. People say that's unsafe because if you flip the car, then stuff's going to leak out. First of all, I don't plan on flipping my car. Second of all, the valve was already malfunctioning, so what's to say it wasn't going to leak out anyway. Regardless, the gas leaks out and runs down there, eats the lens away. So what we got to do is open up the trunk. On the inside down here is 2 11 millimeters. I'm going to get them out. Then you have some screws right here, and then you can pull this out enough to get to the back of this. So let me get to that point. Alright guys, back here, gotta pull your trim stuff back. There's the bolts on either side of the filler neck. You gotta get them, like I said, they're 11 millimeter. Make sure you get them off, don't drop them because it goes down into the abyss, and I don't know where they come out at. Same thing on the other side, except there's no filler neck in the way. Alright guys, you can see right here, I was able to get that screw out. If you look right here, even with a shorty, there's not enough room. So I'll show you a trick that I like to use that some people probably don't think about. So basically, you take a 1/4 inch socket and you take a bit and you put them together, and now you can use your ratchet as a nut driver to get that off. Now with those out, I can pull this out, and right up underneath this lip here is the bolts for the back side of this that you got to take off. So I'm going to get them out and we'll see what we're working with. Alright, so my tabs broke off the factory one. It's very, very brittle. You'll notice these are just like a really thin sheet metal type deal. They're designed to cut their own threads pretty much. They thread on and they make their own threads, which is why the new ones do not have threads on them. So I'm going to get this one cleared out of here, and then I'll show you all the process. Alright, one other thing guys, now that I got these free, you'll notice if you look at this side it has a sharper radius and this side's fatter. They are side specific, so I would kind of hold them up and look at them and make sure, first of all, make sure you got 2 different sides and make sure everything's going to look good before you even try to install them, because if they give you 2 lefts or 2 rights, it's not going to work out. So looks like we got what we need, so we're going to go ahead with this. Alright guys, one of the issues I did run into is if you notice this back is slotted, my front one was not. So I just got an old cheapo knife and I just kind of slid it away. This wasn't sitting all the way in there. Now that that's away, this whole thing will sit flush up in here and looks way better now. Before it would not sit flush up in there. I'm loving the way that's looking already. Really. You're gonna take and put your nuts on the back side like that right there. So take and get your nuts on there and then tighten them down. It's gonna be really tight, but it's gonna cut new threads on there. Now see how that cut the threads on there? You see them up there on the left hand side. It cut the threads on there really good. My socket don't go that deep, so I'm going to take a adjustable wrench and tighten them the rest of the way down. Alright guys, after that's tightened down, you just line these holes back up, put your studs through, then you can put your 11 millimeters back on the other side and put your screws in and you'll be done. Just a little note, because I always lose stuff. Yeah, I'm trying not to cuss. I put my stuff in the box just so it didn't walk off, and some of my stuff has a tendency of doing that because I'm very, you know, I'll set it on the ground, turn around, kick them off in the grass, and then I can't find them. Alright guys, this side is tidied up. Yeah, it needs paint. I got a few scratches that was already there around it, but for now, these was like 20 bucks off of eBay. I'll leave a link in the description, but they fit great and it looks a hell of a lot better than just the white broken reflector that was there before. See right here, this is the slotted one. That's the back, and the front is not. So that's what I'm talking about, where you might have to open that up a little because these ain't made exactly to factory specs. So when I set it in, if I put the front side in first, the front's pushed it too far this way and it won't seat all the way. If I do it vice versa, this side won't fit, so I'm gonna have to walk this out some in order to make this fit. Now with that walked out, I can set this in here and I can push and I can seat it all the way up in the spot. So now all I have to do is cut my new threads, put these on, walk them down, bolt everything back, and both sides are done, and it's as simple as that. I was way overthinking this when I thought about how involved this was going to be. I thought it was going to be removing the whole bumper and all this stuff, and my exhaust was going to be in the way, and I thought it was going to be a headache, and I was really just overthinking it. Alright guys, just like that, it's sitting flush how it needs to be. So I can bolt this back in, tie this in, and then we will be done. A few little tips is, if this is already bad and you don't have a deep socket, break the ends off and just take the nuts off with the socket. Also, that's a 10 millimeter nut on the back. Try to get them 10 millimeter nuts to start as straight as possible, because if you cut crooked threads, the nut's not going to seat all the way. So there's that, and when I'm all done, we'll take a bigger look at the grand scheme of things. Took the daughter to school, come home, about 30 minutes for the install. Some of that was making sure I had my tools gathered up. You need a 10 millimeter socket, 11 millimeter socket, and a shorty screwdriver, or that setup that I had with a 1/4 inch drive, or the 1/4 inch socket with the bit in. I have to say, I think it looks remarkably better. It looks way better than that white broke plastic that was there before. Look at that difference. And for 20 something dollars, I can't beat that. So, hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope it was informative enough. Like, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, some interaction. Let me know.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 60 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 60 bars. I won't turn around, I won't turn around.